Hi, it's Mark, RPM Tesla. Model S and Model X owners, we've got something very special that we think a lot of customers are going to love. This is the new center console tray shelf that we are selling for the Model S and Model X. It fits in all center console trays that are factory built by Tesla. So this could fit in all the models after 16, 17, and 18, and even earlier ones if you bought the OEM Tesla center console. So we have this great storage shelf that fits inside, and we also have one with the high-speed wireless charging puck built in to the actual shelf. So let's show you the choices, how they install, how simple it is to organize with it, what you can put in it, and how most people will use it. So you just simply open up your sliding drawer in your center console and take it out of the bag. You'll notice it's divided up into two compartments. This is for change, this is pens and pencils, and this is for anything else. So you drop it inside like this, and that's it. It doesn't slide back and forth. It only moves a little bit because it actually tapers down. So it fits like this, and it covers up your cup holders. So some people, first of all, might think, well, I like my cup holders, even though we have two cup holders here. They might like the cup holder space. So what we recommend, if this is appealing to you, is to consider this option. If you take these removable cup holders out, or at least take one of them out, you still have room for larger storage. You still have this storage space down below, and you can simply take your tray out at any time. If someone needs to use a cup holder, put it in your glove box and close it. You always have your center console tray ready to go inside your glove box. So anyway, let's get back to functionality. Now again, we're all about cubby drawers. We love cubby drawers. We think they're great, they're amazing. We sell them on our website. They match the cars perfect, and they are great for smaller things. But this is a handy place to keep many smaller objects. You can keep your sunglasses in here, maybe your AirPods, then again, pens, pencils. So we're just going to show you everything that we think this is great for. Things that you need close by, things that you'll use all the time, and you're not digging inside your purse, wallet, or anywhere else. So we think this is a great way to fill it up. You just close it, you keep it closed. This is the shelf without any cell phone charging. However, you could put your phone in here and drop it down. And again, we're going to be selling these at an amazingly low price. Now let's take a look at the second version, which includes the built-in high-speed charging. This unit is the same exact piece, except we have embedded or buried inside, below the surface, our high-speed charging ports. We also are only selling this with the 12-volt socket that does provide super high-speed charging, which is the Qualcomm 3.0 standard. Again, this will only be sold with the charging puck built in and the 12-volt socket, because this is the only way to get high-speed charging in a Model S or Model X. And it's all because of the USB ports. These two USB ports do not put out enough power to get high-speed charging. They're super slow, as everybody knows, even on wired charging. So let's show you how this is installed. It's very simple. Okay, now we have a clean installation method for hiding the wire and the charging installation cord. So let's take a look at this. Now, inside of your flip drawer, down here, we have the 12-volt socket that we're going to be plugging it into, and we have a way to hide the wire that we want to show everybody. So this is a rubber mat. Just pull this rubber mat out. Okay, this is nothing. We're going to put it right back. And underneath is the wiring in case you have a standard wire plug hooked up to charge your phone. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the cord out, and we're going to disconnect the 12-volt socket, and let's just plug it right in now in the 12-volt socket area. Okay, so that's plugged in down there. And now we're going to take this wire and we're going to run it underneath and come right up here. Then we're going to cover it up with the rubber mat. So this is going to look super clean, very OEM. And all you got to do is reach down here, and you're going to feed the USB up through this hole, okay? Now I do have to close the drawer in order to get my hand underneath. You can see how this goes flush down there. So we're gonna put it down, close the flip drawer, and just feel for the hole, the little rectangular hole, and just stick the little USB right inside, and then come back here to your flip drawer, and there it is. So this cord now is simply thread underneath and coming out here. So the first thing we want to do is figure out how much slack we want to have. So plug it right in like this to the purple slot for high-speed charging. Plug it in there, plug it in there, push this down, and now if you have the existing wire, like I earlier mentioned, for the wired charging in the car, just hook it and run the wire through here. This is just a little sub holding area for the wire to sit in. Then take your rubber pad, put it right back down, and make sure that the wire's tucked in like this one is. And now this is much cleaner. You still can put business cards in here. You still have some usable space to use under the flip drawer. Now remember, this is a sliding drawer, and this is a flip drawer of the center console, and this is all the same in the Model S and Model X. So this wire is clear and free. There's slack on it. You can tuck it out of the way. You still have space here, and you still can charge another phone here if you have the standard Tesla plug. Now, let's get rid of this wire and position everything. So back inside, we have the tray and we have the cord underneath. So see all this? We still have one cup holder. We still have all of our storage in there. And when we put the charging tray inside, we close it, we drop our phone right on it. Phone down. So let's say you enter the car, you get in the car, and you take your phone and you plop it down. You put it against the back, drop it down, it immediately starts charging. You have wireless high-speed charging, and that's it. It sits perfectly still. It could move slightly around, and it will fit an iPhone 10 perfect. It fits an iPhone 8. Again, you just simply drop it down, slide it down in the tray, and you're good to go. So you get the benefits of both worlds. You get all the storage, you get all of the use of the space. You can take it in and out of the vehicle easy. You put it in your glove box, and it's a great addition to the Model S center console. We think a lot of people are going to like this. It's also a little better in terms of visibility. Down here, your phone's facing away from you if you're using the flip with the hard wiring. Here it's a little higher up, so you won't be distracted, or you won't be looking away from the dashboard. Hopefully you'll ignore it and wait until you stop, and you won't text and drive or make phone calls without using the hands-free system in the Model S and Model X. Again, this is now shipping, now in stock from RPM Tesla. And again, it's the same principle. You can simply take it out, utilize your cup holders, just disconnect the 12-volt socket. You have all this giant storage. Remember, this is only about 1.5 inches thick, so all the area down below can be used for anything. You have tons of space, more of a permanent storage underneath, and then you can lift it out anytime you need to get into it. Most people keep like connectors, frequent things they use, or the cup holders. You can just keep them in here. Again, it doesn't impede on the opening and closing of the drawer, and we think this is a great unit. It's going to keep your phone all charged up. You see it's still charging 81%. And the last thing is, we're going to do a little segment showing how fast this wireless 12-volt socket charges. And thanks again. Now in stock from RPM Tesla. 2 versions again. One is the tray with the high-speed charging, and one is the tray by itself. Thank you. Another very practical use for the center console tray. When you get in your car, obviously you put on your sunglasses, but this is a perfect place to put your key fob, or one of our nice aluminum anodized key fobs. And then when you're driving in the vehicle, you arrive at your destination, you simply take your key out, Put your sunglasses in and close it. Privacy, nobody can see any objects in your car, and you'll be safely secure. Okay, we saw how an iPhone 10 fits. Here's how an iPhone 8 Plus fits. Just drop it in, starts charging. Again, the position of the puck is perfect for iPhone 10 and 8 and for Samsung. It's about 2.5 to 3 inches dead center right here is the ideal charging position. So now let's talk about charging rates and how fast things charge. Okay, Model S and Model X, let's talk about charging time and how fast your phones charge in the car. I've hated mine since the day I got it because these USB ports only put out 0.5 amps. Now here is proof of it. You can see we've got this meter rate on it, and that phone is charging under 5 watts at 5 amps. So we all know watts equals volts times amps. This is charging very, very slow. So now let's take a look at the wireless charging and see how the difference. So again, this is 0.4 amps, not even 1/2 an amp coming from the USB port. And we simply swap it out, plug the phone back in, and now let's look at the 12-volt socket. Now remember, with our wireless tray, this wireless high-speed charging pad, utilizing with this Qualcomm 3.0 12-volt socket, it's going to give us a lot more power. And let's see how much power it actually provides. So first thing we do is we take the iPhone and we put it here. It starts charging instantly. And now let's test the socket. So we remove the USB to our measuring USB detector device, plug it in, and then plug that into the purple. Remember how we talked about the 2 different speeds and 2 different amperage coming out. So let's see how fast this is going to charge now. And we have over 5 volts. And look at the amps. The amps is already faster than wired charging. We're getting up to 1 amp, and that is on the purple socket. So literally we are charging twice as fast with wireless charging over wired charging in the Tesla Model S and the Model X. Even the volts is twice as much. We're getting 9 volts, almost 1 amp. So this phone will charge from 89%, it's going to probably jump up to 90, 95 within minutes. So again, the voltage is going to be regulated by the fuses in the car. And again, we're only allowed to draw 1/2 an amp out of the USBs, where the 12-volt socket can get up to 12 volts with higher amperage. Hope that makes sense. Okay, to show a little more detail, we've pulled the vehicle inside, and you can see we're at 89%, and we're pulling about 1 amp and at about 9 volts. So that means we're getting about 9 watts of power. And of course, the car seems to vary when you're driving it. It also varies on how much power is in the phone. What matters is that it keeps on charging, of course. And you'll see that the meter on the amps here is going anywhere from 1/2 an amp up to 1.1. And it all depends on what's available and how computers are giving it out. But again, we're charging twice as fast as wired charging. And that's what we want everyone to notice, that the number of amps runs way up, and then the volts are always much higher than 4.5. So if you want fast charging and much faster than wired charging in your Model S or Model X, consider our brand new center console tray with high-speed Qi charging. Thanks again.